This is News with the Disney Dude. Please like this video, subscribe to my channel for more content, and please hit that thumbs up if you like the video. But now here's the news for Monday, September 1st of 2025. And happy Labor Day, everybody. We begin with a breaking story. Kind of breaking, but a news story. Disney is finally, knock the camera, finally updating the Carousel of Progress by adding a new Walt Disney audio animatronic at the beginning of the show. I think this is fantastic. We have needed an update to the Carousel of Progress forever. I think it's been, what? I think it was the 90s? Was it 93 when it was updated? So, well overdue. What is that? 20, 30 years now? So, thank you. Thank you to whoever was doing, thank you to whoever thought this, because this is fantastic. I love this. We're finally bringing a Walt Disney audio animatronic over to this coast, and you're putting it in his favorite attraction, the Carousel of Progress, which is fantastic. And I really hope to God that we're going to be updating that last scene. I really hope to God that they are going to update Act 4, because it really needs to be updated. The references to the car phone, and references to house phones and VR systems and stuff. We have obviously gone past that point. No one really has, so a car phone is not a cell phone. So picture this back in the 90s, as a way to have a phone away from your house. Cars were starting to have phones built into the cars. So that, the name car phone, was invented. And then, of course, later on down the road, we got, the invention of the cell phone, which, kind of put the car phone, out of business. But, when people watch the Carousel of Progress today, they say car phone, they say house phone. It's like, not many people have house phones anymore. I mean, no one has car phones anymore. Now it's all cell phones. But, people really don't have house phones anymore, okay? And, we've gotten to the point where we have voice activated, things. We have Siri, we have, Google and all that kind of stuff. You can be hooked up to your house and such. So, and, we have, VR games and, so, it's well past time that the Carousel of Progress is updated. We don't know about Act 4 yet, but we can definitely say that Walt Disney is being added to the very beginning of the attraction. Now, as much as I'm excited about this, I'm sad because that means we're losing Gene Shepherd. So if you don't know, Gene Shepherd is the voice of the father in this attraction. He's the voice of John. And he is best well known as the father in the classic A Christmas Story. And he has been in that attraction, gosh, I would probably say since the 90s. Since the 90s. I think he took over when Rex Allen, when they took Rex Allen off and they replaced him with Gene Shepard. So again, I'm really sad we're losing Gene Shepard. Obviously, these actors are no longer with us anymore. Gene Shepard is gone. Mel Blanc is gone. Most of these voice actors are gone now. B.J. Ward is still with us. If you don't know her, she's the voice of the mom. She's most notable for being the new voice of Velma in Scooby-Doo. But most of these voice actors are gone. So it's gonna be this whole project is gonna be a very tall order. A very tall order to do. But I am so happy that they are finally putting some love and thought into Walt Disney's Carousel of Progress. Because this was his favorite attraction. He loved it. This was his baby. He always wanted the Carousel of Progress in the park. He wanted he always wanted the attraction to be updated, to involve the latest technologies. So I think this is great. I really think this is great. They're finally carrying through on that. So it's gonna be a while, but I am really excited. Really excited. And I'm most excited about because they're bringing the Walt Disney audio animatronic here to Florida. Because here in Florida, it's a totally different audience than the audience at Disneyland. Because Disneyland is obviously Walt's park. He walked it. He was in that park every single day. Very deep connection to Disneyland. Because it's a local park, everyone knows the history and obviously knows, more about the man than the rest of us do. So it's, other than Marceline, Missouri. But it's really important that we have that here at Walt Disney World, because Walt Disney World is a totally different crowd than Disneyland is. Walt Disney World is full of tourists and people that only come once or twice in a lifetime. And the more that we get away from, Walt's lifetime, the more people don't really know who that is. So I think that that's fantastic. They're putting Walt in introducing the Carousel of Progress. Are we going to lose the pre-show with the video? Probably, but I have no idea. Will they make a new one? I don't know. But, I am so happy. So happy that the Carousel of Progress is finally getting the love and attention it deserves. But let me know how you feel in the comments. Are you excited as me? I'm really looking forward to this. And it's going to be a tall order. It's going to be a very tall order. So we're just going to have to wait and see on what happens. Like I said, we know that we're getting a Walt Disney audio animatronic. We don't know if they're going to update Act 4 yet or not. We don't know that for sure. But I really hope that they do. I really hope that they do. Now let's get on to a story that's going to kill me a little bit more inside. So, pile driver looms over Disney's Hollywood studios as work continues on Monsters, Inc. land. So, I have to report on this because it's news, but every time I have to report on this, I die a little bit inside because, because of, losing Muppet Vision 3D and such. So, but, But here's another good story. So Cinderella Castle is finally getting repainted. It is going back to its classic colors. I am so excited. I am so excited that they are restoring Cinderella Castle finally to its original color scheme. I mean, I like the other one. I like this one. But if I had it my way, it would be the the classic, blue and gold color scheme. And thank God they're going back to that. So, and I'm going to say a big thank you to whoever thought of that. Because that is fantastic. That is great. So thank you very much to whoever thought of that project as well. Because we're finally getting Cinderella Castle restored back to its former glory. Legendary Disney animator Andreas Deja was announced as a consultant for Villain's Land project coming to the Magic Kingdom. So Andreas Deja, one of my favorite Disney animators. If you don't know, he is he joined Disney in 1980, and he worked on films such as The Black Cauldron and other films. And then during the second, what we call the Silver Age of animation, he animated King Triton in The Little Mermaid. And he's primarily known as animating villains. So he animated Gaston in Beauty and the Beast, Scar in The Lion King, let's see, Gaston. Okay, now I have to do this in order. So, let's see, he did King Triton, that was 89 for The Little Mermaid. 1991, he did Gaston for Beauty and the Beast. Was it Scar? Scar was next, I think, in 1994 for The Lion King. He did Hercules for obviously the film Hercules. He animated Hercules. He animated Mama Odie in The Princess and the Frog. Such a well-known, great Disney animator, but he's primarily known for villains. So Scar in The Lion King and Gaston in Beauty and the Beast. He was known as, he's best known for bringing the villains to life. So I'm so glad that Walt Disney Imagineering is bringing him on board to, kind of oversee the construction for Villain's Land, and I can't wait. I really can't wait for this. I think that that's great, and they're bringing in someone who knows, what's the word I want to use? He knows how to bring Disney villains to life. He knows how to bring those to life through animation. So I am really, really excited for this. So that's going to be great. That's great. And I'm looking forward to seeing what they come up with. Metal framing has been added to former Rivers of America at the Magic Kingdom. They're still trying to, obviously, again, this is our rainy season, so they're still trying to pump out as much water as they can, because it's, obviously rains every day here. So now they've added a metal framework to help to continue more work on the area. This one I don't really know about. You guys can let me know in the comments, but Tron Light Cycle Run is going to get Tron Ares inspired overlay at the Magic Kingdom. The canopy will be red, and 9-inch nails will provide the soundtrack. So I don't really know too much about this, other than the fact that, the canopy will be painted red. If anybody really knows anything more about this, like, 9-inch nails and the Tron Ares movie, comment, leave a comment. Leave a comment under this video, because I don't know. I really have, that's not my area of expertise. Okay, so what I just talked about, Disney animation, and the Disney parks, and Walt Disney himself, those are my area of expertise. Okay, those are the areas that I know of this company. I don't really know, a lot about, like, Tron and, like other aspects, like of that side of the company. So I don't really know too much about that kind of stuff. So if anyone knows anything about that, leave a comment below, because because I'd be interested to know. I'd be interested to know, because I really don't know too much about that side of it. I'm more of a Disney animation, theme, Walt Disney theme parks person, much more than, and Walt Disney's animated movies more than, the stuff we have now. So, but I'm always interested to learn about the new things. So, if anybody knows anything, again, please comment. Let me know, because, I'm interested to know. Alright, now we get to a story that probably everyone knows by now. There was a power outage at Walt Disney World. Nearly all of the attractions and pretty much the stage shows were all closed. That happened on Friday. But yeah, it was chaos, because I was actually there on Friday. Because that was the last day of my pass before I got blocked out for this weekend, for Labor Day weekend. So I was at Animal Kingdom. Everything was fine. Then I decided to park hop over to Epcot for dinner, and I got over to Epcot, and the line to get in the park was absolutely insane. It was insane. It was backed up all the way to the tram. And I thought, what is going on here? This is not normal. And then come to find out that, the whole of Walt Disney World lost power. So that's, the attractions went down, the shows went down, security went down. It was a nightmare. It was a nightmare. I really I really give kudos to the Disney security team, who helped keep things moving, and of course, the theme park cast members as well, because obviously it's not their fault that the attractions go down. So they have to stand there and tell everybody that the attraction is closed right now, and so, and I'm sure they had a lot of nasty people, which I think they can get over it. They can get over it. I've been through that whole, story a couple times, which is, it's just a bunch of nonsense. It's a bunch of nonsense. People get so upset at cast members for stupid things. It's just ridiculous. So, but if any cast members or if any security cast members are watching this video, I want to thank you very much for the way you handled that situation. It was very well handled. Thank you very much. It's, that was not it was not easy, nor was it, enjoyable. So I want to thank you. If any cast members or security cast members are watching this video, I want to thank you. I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart for making this, very painful experience much less painful. So thank you very much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Mickey Mouse Club 70th Anniversary figurine has arrived at Walt Disney World. It is $99.99, and it's available at Epcot at the Creations shop. So, will I buy this? I don't know. $100, that seems a little steep. I don't know. I don't know. It's very cute. But I don't know if I want to spend $100 on a figurine when I still have, popcorn buckets and sippers to buy for the Halloween and Christmas seasons. So I don't know. But it is available if you want to buy it at Epcot. The Boneyard at Disney's Animal Kingdom is now permanently closed. So, to make way for this Tropical Americas section, for the new Tropical Americas section, and the new Encanto section, the Boneyard and Restaurantosaurus, which will be closed at a later date, and the gift shop, and then of course Dinosaur, again, also at a later date, will be closing. So, but the Boneyard is no more. Now it's closed. Pluto's Skeleton Sipper is now available at Walt Disney World for Halloween 2025. So now I have to buy a Pluto Sipper. So, now I have to buy the 2 popcorn buckets, and now I have to buy the Sipper. So yay me. Yay me. All right. Soarin' Around the World debuts new cast member costumes at Epcot. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about this. The new costumes, I mean, they're fine. They're okay. I really like the old costumes because, they were, they looked very much like, a steward or stewardess on an airplane. Made them look very much like that. So this new costume, is a different look. So I don't know, but on the other hand, I want the cast members to be comfortable and not like they're packed into a costume like that. I know people, they go in and they're like, well, they work on the air conditioning and blah, 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 blah. And it's like, well, yeah, well, so do I, but, I also have to wear my Publix uniform, which is, the shirt is, they did make it more breathable. The shirt, they made it more breathable. The old shirts, they used to make us, wear, the undershirt was optional, but they used to make us wear, not the undershirt, but we used to have a very thick, white button-up, shirt as a cashier. And then, so it was your undershirt, the white button-up shirt, and then you had your apron over it. So you basically had 3 layers of clothing on. So you want to talk about hot, okay? And I worked in the air conditioning too, but it was still very hot. Still very, very hot. So then they finally got rid of those. Now we wear a very breathable green shirt, and then our apron over it with either black pants or khaki pants. So they're starting to make these. The point of my story is, they're starting to make these uniforms, or in Disney's case, costumes, more breathable, which I like. I really, really like that they're thinking about the cast members, thinking about us that have to work in these, hot conditions, So I'm grateful that they're starting to think about us. So, do I like the new costume? I don't, I've seen a picture. They're okay. If I had it my way, I would, I like the old one just because it was more, in that style of a steward or stewardess on an airplane. But on the other hand, I get it. You want to think about your cast members, and I think that, I'm not going to argue with you, because I think that that's great. You need to have people come to work and their uniforms, or in Disney's case, their costumes, comfortable, because no one wants to be uncomfortable in a uniform, during your workday. No one wants to feel that. So, it's a split thing. I miss the old costume, but on the other hand, I get it. But let me know how you feel. Do you like the new costume or not? And our last story is, so when Destination D23 happened, they also had what they did. They call an after-hours event. They had Cuscotopia over at Typhoon Lagoon, and they had really rare characters at that event. They had Cusco, they had Kronk, they had Yzma, and I was like, man, that is fantastic. That is great. I'm really sad that I'm not a D23 member, because that's something that I would like to see. But if I have any D23 members that are watching this video, let me know how that was. Because I'm, again, like this Tron thing, I'm interested. Because, the D23 thing is not my area of expertise, because I'm not a D23 member. So, if anyone has any, comments or wants to talk about the event, again, comment on, leave a comment under this video, because I would really like to know. Because I've never been to that event. So, but there you are. There's your news. Again, if you like this video, please hit that like button. Please subscribe to my channel for more content. I thank you guys very much for watching this video. I think I'm coming up on a couple days where I close at Publix, so the news will, be taking a little break. I may have to record it earlier. I don't know, but I'll just have to wait and see what happens. But I am coming up on a couple days where I'm closing, working till 10 o'clock is okay, but 11 o'clock is not enough time for me to record the news. So, but just be mindful of that. I may not be recording the news for quite a couple number of days. So, but if you like this video, please hit that like button. Please subscribe to my channel for more content. I thank you guys very much for watching this video. Guys, have a great rest of your evening, and remember to to quote John from the Carousel of Progress, like I end every show, tomorrow is just a dream away.